Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Slabbed Crusade. My name's James. I'm the owner of Slabbed Crusaders, and I'm bringing to you here another CGC unboxing. Basically the same one from the previous videos, just some of the other boxes for it. I'm going to try and do two boxes in one go here. Feel a wee bit more comfortable with the setup, so should be able to fly through them a bit quicker. So we shall get started with this one then, which is Amazing Spider-Man 27, and it is the Disney variant. Again, just doing my own personal checks on these, just in case CGC's quality control and CGC at London have missed anything. But to start with, we've got a very nice slab there with no issues with it, so I'm just going to tick it off as passed. Now, since the last video I was doing a little bit of behind the scenes work on this, so I do know that 3 slabs from this batch were sent back by the London office themselves. They don't really give you a reason, they just said they were sent back. But those 3, again, I will, as soon as I finish unboxing these, I will get emails sent out and people will be notified why they were sent back. So we have same comic again, and we've got the same result again, which is another 98, and that one passed as well. With these Disney variants, I don't know what everyone's feelings on them are, but I quite like them. I can only really see them, to be honest, going up in value. Comics tend to go up in value the older they get. Disney stuff especially goes up in value if anybody has been collecting any Disney stuff. So we've got another 98, same comic. Again, everything looks fine. I'm going to just try out a wee different thing here. Instead of just bringing up new comics after each other, I'll see if I can find a few more of them, because there's quite a few of them in there, which I can just go through to see if I can speed this up. So this one we do have a 9.6 in it. I'm going to try and see, can I get any reason as to why this was a 9.6, or was it just the person grading it just felt too many 9.8s coming through? Let's give them a 9.6. From looking at this, I can't see anything really at all. These ones haven't been dropped or anything, so I'm not too sure why this one's got a 9.6, to be honest. But the slab itself, all good, no loose parts in it. The top of it's closed, so that one can be added to the stack for customer messages. Again, same comic. We've got quite a number of these. Everything looks fine with it. So yeah, happy enough to pass that one as well. And up next, same comic. We're going to have quite a few of these. Most of this batch is all Amazing Spider-Man 27s. I thought I could hear something in that one. I can't see anything moving in it other than the inner casing, which does tend to move from time to time, and sometimes it does make a wee small noise as though there's something rattling around inside of it. But no, that one is fine as well. And that one we got a 9.8 in. What do we have up next then? We might as well continue with these Amazing Spider-Man. 9.8 again. This one then has that effect where it's those small tiny cracks on the sides of the cases. Again, I've sort of come to realise what CGC will fix and what they won't, and what they'll just say, tough, take it, unless you want to pay for the reholdering. But if you're looking at it from face on, it looks like it's cracked, but from the side it's the tiniest little crack that's going along where the two of them join together. So Again, using my own experience, they're not going to accept that as a return to be fixed for free. Up next we have same comic, same result, and let's see then. Yeah, all good with that one as well. So we're building up quite a few of these. I'll maybe start to put them into their other box. And again, once I'm finished inspecting all these, what the plan is then to do, I will then email everybody out if they're ready to be stacked or if they have to go back. And while I'm waiting on replies for it, they'll then start to go in, as you can see, these types of boxes back here, where I have them all numbered, ready to go. Same comic again then, Amazing Spider-Man 27, and again we got another 98. So I'm just going to tidy some of these away, because we do have some different types of comics in here that I'm sure you want to see instead of just the same one over and over again. Not fully sure what really to do with all of these unboxings at times, because generally the way I work with the store, I do send off quite a few of the same comic. Obviously popular comics are going to have quite a few people picking them up, and I tend to batch them together where I can and send a few extra just to cover any 98s that I can possibly cover. So I'm not too sure if I keep showing them fully like this, or I just say, got this in, there's 10 copies of it. But again, I don't know, I like to sort of show them all. So we do have a few more of them to go. Again, same thing, Amazing Spider-Man 27, Disney variant. And again, that has that same thing. You think something's loose inside of it because it has this wee small creak about it, but it's just the inner casing sort of moving a wee bit, and it makes a creaky noise. But top's all sealed, everything's fine to do with this, so I'm happy enough to pass it. And again, let's see, same comic again, and I'll put this one up for display. For no reason other than so you're not looking at a white background on the right hand side there. So same result, 98. And again, what I do plan to do eventually is get it where I'll be able to say if it's Slabbed Crusade or fucking Slabbed option. Fun little tidbit for anybody who's interested. Before I came up with the name Slabbed Crusaders, I was going to be calling the store just fucking Slab It. Kind of decided against that simply because you can imagine trying to market that in an environment where a lot of kids would see it. But I thought it was such a good name that I had to include it in one of the options for grading. So again, same comic, and everything looks good with these. This is to be honest, a bit of a first where I've had such a big delivery and there's been no real issues. Now, still quite a few to go through, so let's hope that continues. But I'm thinking this is the last one of these Amazing Spider-Man, so you should start to see some different comics coming up here then. What I plan to do after this one is up my game a wee bit more and do 3 in one video. And then what I also have is 2 boxes sitting over here that were mechanical errors that have been returned. They've been a nightmare to map and sort at times, just the way CGC deal with them. They send them off again, don't tell me what they're sending off until I get the boxes back. And then sometimes the submission number on the top of them changes on their system, but it's not on the slab different, so it's very hard to keep track of fully what's there and what's waiting back, and some of them again they take a long time. This one then we have Amazing Spider-Man 363. This is a customer submission and got a decent enough grade with a 9.0. and you've got white pages, which you'll love to see. Looking at the comic itself, 9.0 is very, very harsh on this. Very, very harsh. Unless there's things that are messing with the grade on the inside. I'm not too sure how that got a 9.0. But I'll just put that up for something different to be on the screen and move on to the next one. So up next we have Peacemaker Tries Hard #1. This is a foil cover. We've got a 9.8 in it. It's DC Black Label, and this looks really, really nice. This will probably not look well on the camera, but in person this looks very, very nice. For those that have seen it or haven't seen it yet, highly, highly recommend Peacemaker. Yeah, I think it's one of the best superhero TV shows to come out in a very, very, very long time. But everything seems good with that. So yeah, had a feeling that would not come out well on camera. Looks a lot nicer holding it in person. Up next we have Carnage #1. Is a Kendrick Lim cover. 9.8 on it. And everything does look perfect with it. And there we go. From what I was saying in the previous video, if this was a DC comic, I can guarantee you this would not have been a 9.8, because this has two very, very minor spine ticks on it. And I kind of knew that, well, when I sent it in, to be honest, I was taking a bit of a chance that it was going to get a 9.8. If I was personally grading that, I would probably grade it at a 9.6. But from results I've been getting recently, if that was DC, that would 100% be given a 9.6 or lower. There seems to be something going on where Marvel books tend to be allowed a wee bit more leeway when it comes to certain wee things wrong with them. Be that Marvel's paper quality, as you all know, if you buy Marvel books, it's absolutely horrendous compared to DC. So maybe CGC are allowing for that, which I don't think should be right at all. Up next then we have a qualified grade. This was a customer's submission. They knew this was going to get a qualified grade. There's two signatures written on the cover, but it did get a 9.8 with white pages. Again, they were talking to me about this. I did explain to them that it won't get basically yellow label, but everything looks fine with that slab. And signatures must have been ones, I'm going to assume, that you sort of bought pre-done, because they're very hard to see. You have one signature here and one here in black. I would have probably preferred a different colour of pen if I was getting this. I'm going to save that one to the end, and I'll explain why in a wee second or two, because we'll soon be done. But up next we then have another 9.8. This one is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter #1, Rich Woodhull cover. And again, this one got a qualified grade. Same thing, customer knew this was going to happen, where it has a signature on it and it's not witnessed by CGC. I don't know what everyone's thoughts are on that with them and CBCS. I personally feel that it needs to be witnessed in person by somebody grading who's basically associated with CGC for them to verify it. I've seen videos in past year actually where somebody was able to replicate a signature of a person, and basically CBCS verified it that it was real, which is quite a concern for a lot of people who had a verified book from them. Up next we then have a lovely foil cover from the 90s, Amazing Spider-Man 375. This got a 9.2 with white pages. But again, looking at this comic, and there's small spine ticks that don't really break colour on the front. The back looks absolutely beautiful. I don't know. There's I've sent in a whole pile of older Spider-Man in myself to get graded. It's one of the things I collect is Spider-Man and Batman and Detective Comics. And there's ones come back for me that are 9.6s, 9.8s, and there's others come back for me that are 8.5s, and they make literally no sense as to why any they are, because they look identical, so they do at times. So second last one for this box then, Amazing Spider-Man 369. We've got an 8.5 in this, and again, this is a customer submission. White pages, which is always nice. And you can tell exactly why this one got such a low grade. Let's see if I can put it up on screen. You can see it there, you've got that, and you've a bit of damage then to the back, which is a bit harder to see in the bottom right of the book. So that is that one. It's a lovely cover. Final comic then. Just going to start putting some of these away. The reason why I've left it to the end is just to give a quick little plug. Throughout the whole of the past year, from the store opening to now, I initially started with comic mystery boxes for the selling into the world of selling in comics. And I want to keep that sort of going every so often. So I've put together Christmas boxes that, I don't know if you've seen the post, I fully believe have a ton of value in them. I think there's roughly, out of the 50 that I've set aside, it's either 20 or 21 left. I'm not 100% sure, I'll need to double check that. But here's one of the, basically, part of the mystery boxes you get a 9.8 CGC slab, as well as then another slab that's 9.6 or below. But this is one that will be going into somebody's box as a 9.8, and it is Venom 23, the 1 in 100 Perez Virgin, 9.8, white pages, looks perfect. Slab is very good condition, and again, no Newton rings at all in any of these that I'm seeing, which is quite incredible for CGC standards. But that will be one of the slabs that will be going into one of those Christmas boxes, just to make people aware. So pick them up basically. And just this final one to put away, and then we'll get on to the next box. So the first video took me about half an hour to do. The second one was one box I got done in 15 minutes. This one, I'm hoping to get 2 done inside the half an hour. Up first for this next box then, we have Godzilla Here There Be Dragons #1. We got a 9.8 on it. White pages, with it being a brand new comic, you wouldn't expect anything less than white pages. Slab itself looks fine. There is a very slight little scrape on the back of it, but there's not much I can really do about that. I just know CGC won't fix that for free. They kind of need them to be a wee bit more extreme than that. So I'm just scrolling down just to see. From this batch, there's only one that was sent back by CGC themselves. And again, I'll get emails sent out. Once I get these videos done, I'll start get the emails sent out. So up next we have Wonder Woman 800. This was in the previous video, some of these covers. Slab seems fine. No Newton rings, nothing to really report. So that one should be going out to somebody soon, or if they choose to, they can have it stacked. I think with me doing these, I'll be able to hopefully explain things a lot better. Because, see, writing them all out, everything, it can be a bit confusing at times, and it's also who could be bothered reading them all. Up next here we have Battle Chasers 10. This is the variant cover B. We've got a 9.8 in it. And everything about the slab looks fine. Yeah. that should be all okay. Very hard to see that one as well. It's not actually too bad. What have we got next then? Okay, so up next we have 8 Billion Genies. This is issue 8. And this is just, I believe, cover A, Ryan Brown cover. Fantastic series for those that didn't or haven't read it. I thought we had a cracked slab there, but it is just a small little score on the bottom of it. Again, CGC will not fix that for free. There's no point in me sending that back to England for them to then send it back to me saying no. I do have a fair grasp on what they will fix now and what they won't. Up next we then have Catwoman 56. There's a Sweeney Boo cover. And I don't know if I said in the previous video, Sweeney Boo putting out a lot of nice Catwoman covers recently, and Harley Quinn covers. I've been picking them up, as have a few of you. I don't know if I said it, 9/8, and everything again looks fine with that. So I'll put that one up for display. And on to the next one then. This one was quite a unique read for any. I'm sure some of you actually picked this up. Nightwing 105. This is the issue that was done in first person. It's quite a unique take. I don't know if they'll do it too often though. And with this one, I might potentially get this one sent back. And we'll just see if that sort of moves around. There seems to be sometimes a tiny bit of plastic, but it seems to be near enough stuck between where the two cases join. So it's hard to tell if it's a loose bit of plastic or it's just a tiny little crack. I think that one might be a tiny little crack. I'll have a think about that one actually to see. It might be okay, to be honest. At the end of the day, we are dealing with hard plastic. It's travelling, I don't know how many miles between here and America. It's travelling quite a long distance. There is potential that you will have wee tiny imperfections with the slab. Up next we have then Amazing Spider-Man 27, and we got a 9/8 in it, and everything looks fine with that. So I'm going to try and get a few of these put away while we can. Let me just set some of this stuff off to the side. I'll put some of these away so we make room for more. Also in the next day or two I hope to have the advance for November up on the website, and I will then get the community box. I'll pick again 4 comics that I think suit well for the community box, and then get the vote started for the other 2 to be picked for all of you who partake, to pick what you think will be good in the box. For those that are unaware of that, that's 6 comics for basically £20, $19.99. And the plan is I'm going to be running them monthly. When you purchase them, it will probably take about 2 to 3 months for you to get the box, simply just the way comics work. But hopefully they should be good value for money. Up next then we have a second printing of Star Wars 34. This is one of the reasons why I try my best not to send off as soon as I get the comics. So as soon as they come in, I try to maybe wait a week or 2 instead of sending them straight into CGC. I know some people will be like, well, why aren't you just send them straight away so we can get them back quicker? Simply because this is what happens where you don't get any information. I believe that should be a key issue. I think that's why it even got a second printing, because the first one was a key and there's so much demand for it. But they miss little details like that if you send it in straight away, and it's, I don't know, it sort of adds to it when you have a little bit more detail. Up next we have then Penguin issue 0. This is just cover A, the Ortega cover. 9/8. And again, slab looks nice, no issues with it. So that one should be having an email sent off either tonight or tomorrow. I've done quite a lot today, and I'm trying to get through these videos, and then I will just see how I feel later tonight. When I say later tonight, it is late enough anyway. Up next we have Catwoman 56, Joshua Swabe cover. And again, apologies to anyone who gets annoyed with people mispronouncing names. I will do it all the time. I'll probably do it on back-to-back covers. I'll pronounce their name one way and then pronounce it another way. But we got lovely cover there. Fantastic cover actually. 9.8 again. I don't know how he's going to get sick of seeing, not to be too cocky, but seeing 9/8s after 9/8 after 9/8. Up next we then have Catwoman 56. And this one is the Nakayama cover. I believe it's cover A as well. And we got a 9/8 on it. Slab looks perfect. There we go. So up next we have then, we've got a 9/6. We've got Black Panther. This is the Raza cover. I'm going to try and see, can I see why this maybe got a 9/6? It is a black cover, which is always a wee bit more difficult to get 9/6s in, but we've got very straight edges all around it. Are you actually joking that you gave me a 9/6 for the smallest little spine tick that doesn't break colour, that is, I would say, not even 0.1 or 0.2 of a millimeter? It is very, very small. Yep, I believe they have. Again, this is one thing that frustrates me with their whole grading process. If I send this back, this will definitely get a 9/8. I just know it will. The grading can be so subjective at times, but if they clearly state that it's allowed one small error, that's one very small error with that book. That should have been a 9/8. Up next then we have Static Team Up, issue 1. And we have a nice looking slab. There doesn't seem to be any issues with it. And again, Newton rings hopefully are potentially a thing of the past. I don't want to jinx it, but this is quite a lot that has came in recently, and I haven't had to report any, which is always good. Up next then we have Groot issue 2. This is the Souza cover. We've got a 9/8 in it. And everything looks fine with it. So the first video I'd done where we did get a lot of 9/4s and 9/6s. You'll see as more and more videos pop out where they're 9/8s on repeat. Those things were definitely dropped by somebody, yet just continued to be graded. Up next we then have The Mandalorian Season 2, Issue 1. This is the... is it Geist cover? And again, there we have just that little weirdness where it looks like it's maybe cracked, or there's a tiny bit of plastic sort of stuck where the two slabs are joined together. But again, CGC just, they won't fix that for free. But other than that, it looks fine. So we'll set this one down so you can have a look. And what I'll start to do is start to put these back into the box. And we'll have a few more to go. I'm not too sure how long this is run for, but hopefully we're under or around that 30-minute mark. I'll set these last few in as well. Okay, so up next then we have Edge of Spider-Verse 3, the Ramos cover. We've got a 9/8 in it, and again this is looking at this slab, very, very nice slab. Quite a nice cover as well. Same comic again, got another 9/8. And for those that are interested, wondering how am I getting so many of these, it's generally I do a bit of pressing on them myself. The aim will be eventually that I'll start to take on customer books to do it, but to be honest, I don't trust. I know I'm getting 9/8 and these are moderns. I don't trust myself with older comics yet. I have been purchasing older ones that I will be practicing myself. So we'll see with them how they get on. Up next we have Black Panther #1, and this is the Scotty Young cover. Scotty Young has just been working flat out this past year, putting out sometimes 2 or 3 covers a week. And they always tend to have the image revealed right on the last day of the FOC, so they must be working right up until deadline. Which is frustrating because so many people do collect Scotty Young. I'm sure more people would collect Scotty Young if the covers were released a wee bit earlier, then you could get the word out there. But this is a really nice Black Panther cover. And again, we got that 9/8. Speaking of Scotty Young, we then have Incredible Hulk #1. 9/8 again. And yeah, everything looks perfect with that. So again, this has probably been one of my favourite Hulk covers for quite a long time. Up next we then have Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones issue 4. The Greg Land cover. And this is the homage cover. And this one has 9/8 white pages. No issues to report that I can see of anyway. Four more to go. We have another copy of the second printing of Star Wars 34. And we have a small little crack there in that one, but again, with some of these cracks, the CGC are just not, they're not going to fix them, they're not even going to entertain it. I did try a few months ago and get tons sent back to be fixed. And roughly half were fixed, and then the other half were just told no. Another Amazing Spider-Man 27 Disney variant. And everything's absolutely perfect with that. 9.8. We then have Spider-Man number 8. This is the second printing, and it has Spider-Boy on the cover, and there's the inner wall playing tricks with on my mind. I thought there was a massive crack in the inside of the slab, but it's just the inner wall. Sometimes it sits in a certain way and makes you think there's plastic in it when there's a crack in it. But no, it's just the plastic that they used to seal the comic. So that's Spider-Man 8, the second printing, I believe. And that one's a nice 9.8 again. Under our final cover then, this is actually not even done on purpose, but this is an absolutely beautiful cover to set off to the end. This one took quite a long time to arrive with me to then be sent to CGC. It just seems to be the way that metal covers work, where this issue was out months before, and then I got the metal cover quite a long time after. To be honest, not sure how it doesn't get anything, or get a 9.9 or a 10. We got a 9.8 on it. It's Vampirella versus the Superpowers issue 1. Absolutely stunning cover, and I would really love to have the person who graded this sit down with me and talk me through how this is not a 9.9 or a 10. The front of that is absolutely perfect. And there's potentially why it didn't get a 9.9 or a 10. It has a small little issue on the back, so fair enough, a 9.8 is probably correct for it. Slab itself then, all looks good. It's one of the thicker ones, and the top is closed on it. So there you have it. It's quite a hard one to see, but very, very nice metal cover. That's two more of the boxes unboxed. I've got it done in one video. Again, this is all new to me, so let me know what you think of the format. If it's completely boring, or if you're enjoying it, or if you can think of anything they can do to sort of spice it up a little bit. I'm going to then try do 3 here in the next video, and then I'm going to even see can I do a live video for the mechanical errors, see what the live options like. I've again never tried it, just want to see what it's like. So thanks for watching.